What's up? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. How are you guys doing? Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? We're gonna do a live Q&A. I'm gonna spend time with you guys doing a live Q&A, answering your questions. I am going to dive into. Somebody asked me to do a review kind of my top takeaways from a book. So I said I was going to do that once a week. And today I'm going to give you my top 6 takeaways from one of my most favorite books I've ever read ever. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So I'm going to give a little review of that. I may even sing a song for you guys tonight. Right? But really, I'm going to answer your questions. This is 40 days to freedom, power, and success. Today is day 21. And I just want to spend time with you today and answer your questions. I want to make sure that I do that because I know that, there are some people are going through challenges or they have some questions that they want to have answered. So I want to make sure that I'm answering those questions. So here are the rules, as I always state them when we go live. Number 1. Let me know where you're joining from, what part of the world that you're joining from, and I'll wave to everybody on Instagram. Let me know where you're joining from, what part of the world. Number 2, if you have a question, leave it in the comment section right now. If it's on Instagram, leave it right here. If it's on TikTok, leave it right here. On Facebook, same thing. Leave it in the comment section because I want to make sure I'm able to answer your questions. I'm using a new setup for Facebook, so I may not be able to see the questions on Facebook right off, but I know that I'm live. But anyway, so leave me a question. Any question that you have. It could be about relationships. I don't know. It could be about peace. It could be about a relationship with your friend or family member or whoever. Leave that in the comment section, and I'm going to answer that. How you doing, Fever from Ethiopia? Let me know where you're joining from so that I can make sure that I call you out. And thank you for joining. We usually on TikTok, we'll have anywhere from 250 to 350 people joining with us every single night. But I'm committed to doing this for you guys every single day I can. Right? This is day 21 of 40 days, and I've been thinking, am I going to go past 40? We'll see when we get to 40 if I'm going to go past 40. But this is live on Facebook, live on TikTok, and live on Instagram all at the same time. And then if you're catching this on the re-air, it'll be live on YouTube tonight. I'll put it up on YouTube as well on my YouTube channel. On YouTube, it's Daniel Smiley. On Facebook, it's The Daniel Smiley. On Instagram, it's The Daniel Smiley. If you want to follow me on Instagram and you're on TikTok, all you have to do is go to the profile and click Instagram, and it'll take you right to my main Instagram page. A couple of things. How you doing, Mom from Dubai? Thank you so much for joining. Where are you joining from, Michelle? What about you, Jessica? What about you, Abev? Where are you joining from? What about you, Herb Trap Queen? Where are you joining from? CAIYAQ on Instagram. Where are you joining from? I would love to know that. Alito Photography. Where are you guys joining from? Tonight, again, we're going to do live Q&As. So if you have a question about anything, business, investing, how to start a business, relationships, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, breakup, how to be happy, mental attitude, kids, any question you have, I'm going to answer your question tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, though, by going over this book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's one of the best books I've ever purchased in my life. And remember, when you're buying somebody's book, you're buying that person's experience and expertise in that particular area. Now, that's not in all cases, but you're buying that person's expertise. And so I think I bought this book for $15 or something like that. I bought the book out of Barnes and Noble or something like that. But this book has transformed and changed my life quite a bit, so I swear by it. How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I'm going to give you my 6 top takeaways from How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think you guys will enjoy that. But again, if you have a question, leave your question below. Yesterday we talked about how to find your purpose, the easy and simple way to find your purpose. So if you want to catch that on the re-air, go to YouTube or go to Facebook. It's already there. You can go to Instagram TV as well. It's already there. How to find your purpose, the easy way, simple way to know why the hell were you created. You are not a mistake. You are here for a reason. And most people live their entire lives and never, ever, ever figure out why they were created. I can't even imagine that. That would be terrifying to me to know that I have not found my purpose. And some people, they don't care much about it, but I would want to know why I was created and what my purpose is. How you doing, baby loves from Florida? How are you? So thank you so much for joining. So let's jump right in because I don't want to waste time or anything because I want to make sure I can get to your questions. How to Win Friends and Influence People is one of the books that I absolutely love. You can get it from anywhere. Okay, audio book, Amazon, wherever you get your books from. How to Win Friends and Influence People is an awesome book. My top 6 takeaways from how to win friends and influence people. Number 1, be genuinely interested in other people. Be genuinely interested in other people. Most people enter into business relationships, personal relationships, trying to see what they can get from that relationship. That's what they do. I mean, it's just natural. You know but if you go into a relationship, into a business relationship, into a connection, how you doing, Lil? If you go into that relationship asking how I can be of assistance to you, how I can serve you, what do you need? What do you need that I can take care of? What is a need in your life I can fulfill? Everything about your relationships will change. Everything. If you become genuinely interested in the other person. Genuinely interested. Okay? Number 2, this is simple. How to win friends and influence people. Smile. And why that's simple, but it's humongous. You want to join me on live? I'm gonna let you join me on live Instagram in just a second. Pretty 57926. We'll have a conversation on Instagram in just a second. But this is a live Q&A, so we'll definitely do that. But and if you want to join me live on Instagram, you can. Just request to join me live, and I will. If you have a question you want to jump on, I'll be happy to put you on. Okay, Rour Kenshin. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. You know, you said your wife just told you that she wants a divorce. What should you do? I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you what I would do in just a second. I'm gonna share that with you. So number 2 is Salva. Thank you so much. I don't know about elegant. I'm just me, so I appreciate that compliment. Number 2 is smile. Why is smiling important? Because our facial expression is an outward sign of our thoughts. And if you smile, that must mean you're happy, you feel good, all kinds of things. So smiling, how to win friends and influence people. If you want to influence people or win friends, smiling is important. Number 3, remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Now, this is where I have a challenge here. One of my mentors said he uses his brain for creativity, but he uses paper for storage. Okay, so I have to constantly work on trying to remember people's names. Now, the way I do that is I say that person's name 10 times. Okay, 10 times I'll say it. Like, I know that we have somebody here, baby love, baby love, baby love, baby. I know who that is. I know where she's from. I know what she's all about, that kind of thing. I can remember that. Salva, 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 Salva. Myra, 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 Myra. Candy, Candy, Candy. If I say your name 10 times, I usually won't forget it. But remembering that a person's name is the sweetest sound in the world to that person, that's important. So if you want to influence people, if you want to win friends, learn that person's name and refer to them by that name. Not a nickname, sweetie, honey. Just say that person's name and see if they smile. Right? Baby P90, Baby P970, 954 on Instagram. Whatever you decide, you're going to say that person's name. And that person's name is a sweet sound. So that'll help to endear that person to you. Make them feel comfortable with you. So that's another takeaway. Number 4, be a good listener. Now this is a skill that all of us can learn. But listening in this instance means taking interest in what the other person is actually saying to you. Taking interest in what they're saying. Really listen to them. Okay? Don't be waiting to give a response. Try to understand from their perspective while they're asking a question. You may ask a couple of qualifying questions before you give an answer, but you want to listen to that person. Listen to them. Be a good listener, because really a lot of people just want to just talk, right? And you're absolutely right, Alex. We have 2 ears for a reason. 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So that we can listen twice as much as we talk. But it's natural for people, especially if you like solving people's problems. If you would solve people's problem, it would be nice if you listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. When I'm coaching people, that's an important aspect of the coaching. I let that person talk. I want to listen to what they're sharing. I repeat what they said back to them, and then we try to work through a solution if there's an issue there to get them to the next level in their lives. So I appreciate that. So they appreciate that. Number 5, talk in terms of the other person's interest. Now you'll notice there's a theme here. How to win friends and influence people really is trying to teach us how to become uninterested in ourselves and interested in the other person. And that's how people become close to you. That's how they connect to you. Because really, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you're not showing people that you care, I mean, it doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are. They don't care how much you know until they really know how much you care. Do you really care about me? You know what I mean? That's important. So talk in terms of the other person's interest, not your own. And finally, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Make that other person feel important, but you have to do it from a sincere place. Because if you're doing it from a selfish place, then you're being manipulative. Okay, and you don't want to do that. So those are my 6 takeaways from how to win friends and influence people. And I want to make sure I'm answering your questions. There is no question that is out of bounds. There is no question that is too hard. So I'm going to dive right in and begin to answer your questions right now. All right. So Rournikeshin. So I will say Rournikeshin. This may or may not be a serious question. I'm hoping that it is. My wife just told me she wants a divorce. What should I do? Okay, so this is the process that you go through. I've been through a divorce. Okay? And my ex-wife came into our bedroom one night and told me that she believed that the marriage was over. This was after 25 years. Three sons. So I kind of chuckled in the beginning. I was kind of, I laughed. And I not laughed at her, but laughed at what she had to say, that she said she wanted a divorce. And so after having a 2-hour conversation with her, I found out she was serious. And then I got a little offended by it, to be honest with you. And I left that night to go stay in a hotel room. Just kind of giving you a little backstory. So the question is, why did she say she wanted to why did she want to get a divorce? That's why I was telling you about the 2-hour conversation. Why does she want a divorce? Why? Okay? That's the first thing I would try to find out. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I'll tell you at the end kind of how I am about people and relationships and the whole 9 yards. So that's the first thing you want to do. Find out why. When she tells you why, see if it's another underlying reason why she's asking for a divorce. Meaning, she may be telling you that she wants a divorce because she's mad at you because there are some things that she's asked you to do over and over and over and over again, and you're just not doing it, right? Could be something simple. But you want to find out what prompted that. Okay? Now once she tells you, then you have to figure out, okay, if this is something that you can fix, if you fix it, can you guys stay married if that's what you want, if that's what she wants? Can you fix it? I have a rule in my marriage, right? And that is, we don't use the D word. We don't use the D word at all, period. Because when you open the door to that, it's probably going to happen. So we don't use that word. The bottom line is, I didn't get married to get divorced. My wife is absolutely amazing. We are certainly not ever looking at that. She's stuck with me for the rest of her life. Right? She says that to me too. But you got to find out why is she saying that? There's something that you did, maybe some unforgiveness, maybe something that she assumed you did, or she can't get past it. You got to find out why. Now, my thing is this: if I establish that rule, we can't say divorce. We got to work through whatever issues we have. So if a person comes and says that to me, okay, you only get one time to say that to me. One time. I'll find out what's going on, and hopefully it's not that severe. But you get one time to say it, and then I'm out. Because listen, once you reach that point in your thinking that it comes out of your mouth, man. Again, I don't know your wife. Once you reach that point, though, that person is fed up. They're done. They're saying they don't want to be together anymore, and that kind of bugs me a little bit. So I would try to research and ask her why. So if I was sitting with you and your wife, I would ask her, why do you want to divorce him? And then she would tell me all of the reasons why. And then I would ask you, did you know this or did you know that? And so I'm asking you to kind of do the same thing. Just sit her down. Don't argue about it. Remember, how to win friends and influence people, as I just told you. Become genuinely interested in what she wants. Okay? Become genuinely interested in what she wants. Point number 4 on that is be a good listener. So maybe tonight it was for you. Number 5, talk in terms of the other person's interest. And number 6, make the other person feel important. So 4 of the 6 things that I've taken away from how to win friends and influence people, you can use today on your wife. So make sure you try not to bring your emotions into it. And if you need to bring a third party in, like a counselor or something like that, to talk through this, then you want to bring a third party in to sit down and talk with them. To say, hey, listen, she says she wants to divorce me. I don't want a divorce. I don't need to understand why. And then you guys can work that out. So I hope that helped. Keep me posted on that. I would love to know how that went. Salva said, you look like an elegant fellow. I appreciate that. Myra says, smile is contagious. That's correct. Alexis says, we have 2 ears for a reason. That's right, so that we can listen twice as much as we talk. And then the real Fat Jesus, would it be a problem if you sent me $1 on Cash App? It wouldn't be a problem. Am I going to do it? No, but would it be a problem? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to do it. You'll notice I don't ask people for stuff here, right? The bottom line is there needs to be some sort of an exchange there. And so I hope you were kidding by saying that. Let me see here. Okay, so I see that you responded to the whole divorce thing. So let me see here. Oh, so the real Fat Jesus says, sorry, I was just doing it to get a reaction. I don't respond. One of the things I want you're going to notice about me, I don't care if it's in the comments or a comment on a post, I never respond to negativity. I just don't do it. I don't give it my energy. I just don't. So, and I'm not moved by it either way. I don't care. Because if you go back to some of my other videos, I say people don't know me. You don't know me, right? People don't really know me. Even though we spend all of this time together, people don't know me. The real you. Okay, so I don't respond to negativity. So I understand that you were joking and stuff like that. I appreciate that. Alexa says, do you do any mentoring? The answer to your question is yes. I mentor and coach one-on-one with people. So if you want to engage in a relationship with me where I am mentoring you and coaching you, email me, coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. And the subject line, just say, hey, I saw you on TikTok and I would like to know about mentoring, and I will respond to you and I'll explain to you kind of how it all works, and we can kind of go from there. It's very reasonable for sure. Alexa says she loves my tips. I appreciate that. Okay, so Fevin says, after 3 months of marriage, I divorced from my husband, and now it's been 4 years. I have kids, three. You have a 3.5-year-old daughter. Okay, so I'm not sure why you said that, but that's okay. Tell me why did you give me that background information? Okay, so Blanca says, I do make him feel important all the time, and I feel he don't see this. Okay, so this is very good, Blanca. You are giving, okay, I want you to listen to me very closely here. There are things that are important for you to do for him, for you. There are things that you like to do for him, okay? But there are things that he likes you to do for him too. The question I would ask you is, if you told me that you were, let's say, you cooked for him every night. That was important to you, that you cooked for your husband every night. If I was sitting down and talking with the two of you, I would ask him, on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is that to you? So if he said it was a 1, it wasn't that important, then you will realize that you're doing this because it feeds you, not him. So figure out what he wants from you. He may not want you to make him feel important. If he's not responding to it, figure out what he wants from you. Maybe you've already done that, but based on the question, ask him what he wants from you and begin to try to do that to see if you get the response or reaction from him that you want. Now, when you say you try to make him feel important, sounds like you love him, sounds like you're into him, and you want to want him to understand that he's the apple of your eye. But are you doing things that you think is important to him, or are you doing things that he thinks are important to him? And that's an important distinction. So make sure you do that. So Fevin says, do I have to marry again? I don't know the context of your question. So you got divorced. You have a kid. Should you marry again? If that's your question, yes, if you want to. I did. I was married for 25 years in a marriage, 28 years total. I was divorced for 5. Divorced for 3. Yeah, for 5 years. For almost 5 years, I think it was. 3 or 5 years. And I'm remarried again to the woman of my dreams. So I took the lessons from the first marriage and added it to the current marriage, and it's absolutely awesome. So if you want to marry again, please do. Okay, so Elena is saying she's not happy in the marriage. But why is she not happy in the marriage? That's what I want to know. Why? What makes that person happy, and what's making that person unhappy? So I would ask the question, if I was talking to a husband and a wife, if he did these things, would that make you happy? If she said yes, and he started doing those things, then that will make her happy. Oftentimes, people are unhappy in relationships because they're doing for the other person what they want to do for the other person because they think that's what that other person wants. One of the things about my wife and I is we are big communicators with each other, and we talk to each other. So if something pisses me off about something, I'll say it. And there are some things, if there's things that piss her off, she will say it as well, and we can come to some sort of an agreement about how we're going to resolve that particular issue in our relationship. And so we work on that. And that's important, because when you bring two people together, you're bringing two different lives together, and you guys are there to serve each other, which you're supposed to be doing. Okay, Elena. Nobody is living something what is good. We have just one life. Yeah, Elena, we have one life, but remember that life is, you know, it's long. I've lived 55 years, and I still have a lot of life ahead of me. And a lot of times in relationships, especially if you haven't had any mentoring or you haven't been around successful relationships, that first one you're learning. I learned a lot of stuff from my first marriage that now in my second marriage, some things I wouldn't do. Just wouldn't do it. So Elena says, let me make sure I read this. Elena, you were saying it's not that easy. There's a reason behind the unhappiness. It is that easy, by the way. If you give to the other person exactly what they want, they have no reason to be unhappy with you. None. So what the mistake that people make in relationships is, instead of serving the other person, oftentimes they're in the relationship to serve themselves. I'm not saying everybody. Been there, done that. But a lot of times people are in relationships because and they do what is easy and good for them without knowing what's good for the other person. You will make that person happy if you do what that person needs you to do for them in their life. That's it. That's it. And we can go into deeper conversation in another live about, you know, sacrificing your wants, needs, and desires for your partner, all those kinds of things. We can go into some of those conversations, what they look like, but that's essentially what it's all about. And I'm not going to be able to meet every need in my wife's life every time, but I do my best to try to make sure I do as much as I can. And I follow verbal and nonverbal cues to make sure that I am walking in line with what makes her happy. Because if I'm making her happy, then the hope is that she's invested in the same way and doing the same thing for me, which she does. See here. So it's Gypsy says, I've seen your confidence video and I love it. Do you think that could keep you from having friends? I think being very, no, so the answer to your question is no. I don't think it could. I think people who are confident put people off because people who are not as confident don't understand why you are so confident. People who are timid, people who are, again, they are outside of their arena, if you will. They just don't understand why you are so cool, calm, collected, and confident. Confidence is simple. It's a supreme belief in oneself. That's what confidence is. Okay? And I'm gonna do a live on self-love, how to really, really love yourself, what that looks like. Part of it is a supreme belief in oneself. And there's a lot of people who don't believe supremely in themselves. And I've done videos on this because when they were coming up, some authority figure was beating them down with negativity. I'm so thankful to God that my mother, when I was growing up, my mother was so optimistic, and she was in a lot of different situations. Single mom, my dad was abusive, my dad was an alcoholic. Not that he was, and he was a good guy too when he wasn't drinking. So he wasn't abusive when he was drinking. His alter ego came out when he was drinking. But when he wasn't, he was a loving, awesome, wonderful guy. So self-love is important. My mom injected optimism into us. What was she showed us what was possible. She never talked about what could not be, what we couldn't do. None of that. She raised 8 kids. And so part of the reason why I'm confident and I believe I have a supreme belief in self is because, my mom instilled optimism in me. I see what's good long before I see what's not good. And so that's just part of it. But I'm going to do a live on how to really, really love yourself. Period. And what that means, how it works, all the good stuff. So we'll do that. But you are going to lose and gain people whether you are confident or not. There are certain people who are not offended by your confidence. Like me, we could be friends. I'm not offended by another person's confidence. I'm not. But there are people who are, and that's just how it is. Can't do anything about that. So. Okay. That black girl next door. I know that you are an older, but I don't know. That black girl next door, you got to either send me a DM or rephrase the question because I don't completely understand it. Okay. I guess it's Tanya, Tanaye. It says if a boyfriend has a female friend and if a boyfriend has a female friend and he doesn't tell that female friend that he's in a relationship, is that a red flag? Yeah, I would look at it as a red flag. Why is he not doing it? Why is he not telling this other person that he's in a relationship? And maybe he's not telling that person he's not in a relationship because it's not relevant. Maybe their friendship is not as deep as you think it is. But if he's in a relationship with you and the relationship is serious, people should know it. I'm married to the baddest chick on the planet. Period. I don't care who knows it. And if everybody left me today except for her, I'm good. I'm good. So maybe he doesn't have as much confidence in I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have as much confidence in the relationship as you think. But I would confront him. I would ask him, hey, listen, that bothers me. You got this chick in your life and you ain't telling her that we in a relationship. What's up with that? Let him know how you feel about it, and then make some decisions. But I do think that could be a red flag. Any suggestions on how to feel confident talking to the camera? Yeah. You can practice, right? A couple things I would say is just put your camera in front of you, start to talk. Okay? I'll give you a couple little tricks. Just start to talk to the camera. Envision that you're talking to a group of people. I don't know what subject matter or what you're trying to do with respect to talking to the camera. You can do that. I am comfortable with my camera facing me. So I have 3 things going right here: an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Facebook. And all of these cameras are facing me. I'm comfortable with that. Some people are not. So one of the things you can do is turn the camera the other way and just start talking. Some people are not as comfortable looking at themselves as I would be in this kind of a scenario or setting. I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm good with me. Not saying that you're not good with you, but just start and then practice. You're probably criticizing yourself because you think people are going to criticize you. Fuck them. Just do it. Do it, and you'll see that if you're planning to do stuff like this, if you're providing rich content, people will start to come your way and you'll be fine. Okay? So, Nirvana Dream says, I wish I had more confidence. Again, confidence is a supreme belief in oneself. Confidence does not have an on and off switch. It has an empty and full mark. Okay? So, if just to give you an example, you might be a 10, a 5, a 2, a 7, depending. We all have some level of confidence, belief in ourselves. So, but there are some people who are 10 or 15 in terms of their confidence. I'm a confident guy. I believe in me. Before I believe in anybody else, I believe in me. I know I can rely on me. I know that I'm not going to give up on me. Well, sometimes I do. Maybe when it comes to like eating and exercise and stuff like that. I do. I give up on myself. Even in my business sometimes, there are some things that I need to do. I just put it to the wayside and I don't do it. But confidence has an empty and full mark. Doesn't have an on and off switch. So you're not either confident or not confident. It is how confident you are you, and you can increase that belief in yourself by making sure that you do things that grow that confidence. You know what I mean? That's how you do that. So Tanya, again, I think I answered the question, but this makes more sense. If a guy doesn't want to tell his close female friend that he's in a relationship, is that a red flag? Yes, especially if it bothers you. If it bothers you, you got to tell him. Let me see if I can think of an example. I'll tell you. When my wife and I first started in our dating, she said this: you can't. Hopefully, this kind of relates. She says, you can't date me until I know you are done with your previous relationship. We can't even start. We can still be friends, but we can't even start unless I know, because I'm not going to compete with anybody else. Well, that was kind of a turn on. So obviously she got me. But why is he not telling his friend about you? He should be telling his friend about you. He should. He should. And if it bothers you, you need to confront him about it. And when I say confront, I don't mean to be hostile, but tell him, hey, it bothers me that you don't tell your close friends about our relationship. Can you help me understand why? And then see what his answer is. And then you got to make some decisions from there. If he's hiding you, and you are guys who are supposed to be in a relationship, you won't be hiding me that long. You be hiding yourself by yourself. That's just how I look at it. Because if we're in a relationship and it's supposed to be public, then, hey. All right. I love it that you guys are answering each other's questions in the comments here on TikTok. I love that. Okay, Nirvana says, sometimes I feel like I'm inside a cocoon and can't get out. My wings been ready, but fear got me trapped. Well, you got to say fuck fear and do it. You got to just try it. What are you afraid of? You're either going to fall or you're not. You're either going to fall or you're going to fly. But you're not going to know which one you're going to do unless you try it. So you got to get over fear. Go through some of my videos. This fear you talking about, you can easily overcome that. If a lion was running after you, then you have to, that's something to be afraid of, because you're trying to protect your life. But if it's something that you're trying to achieve or accomplish, you got to say, fuck it, fuck fear, forget that. I'm doing it. And you got to try it and see what happens. All right? Fate Ma says, my husband only wants me to cater for him and his mom and their needs. I feel second best. Okay? Your husband wants you to cater to him and his mom and their needs. and I feel like second best. Is the okay? One, is the catering reciprocated? Are you getting from him what you want? Are you getting from his mom what you want? If you aren't, you have to have a conversation with him about that, because obviously it bothers you. You're saying, I'm catering, sounds like I'm catering to my husband and his mom, and I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick. You got to talk to him about that. You have to have a conversation with him about that. In a previous relationship, I said to someone, hey, you value spending more time with your girls than you do with me. I got a problem with that. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. We can't be in a relationship, but I am not going to be second to your friends. I'm just not. It's just not who I am. Okay? So you got to have a conversation with him about that and tell him that you're not feeling like your needs are being met. You're trying to meet their needs, and obviously, hopefully that's happening. You got to tell him your needs are not being met, and you got to tell him what he needs to do to make that happen. Faith, I don't understand what you mean when you say I don't understand how a mom is the only love for her son. Okay. All right. A couple more questions. I appreciate you guys. You guys have so many questions, so many awesome questions here. I love it. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Remember, if you're not following me, you like the content, you're not following me, please feel free to follow me. Well, this is our time together. Okay, so Narva says, I admire people with confidence. I'm pretty, but I could be gorgeous had I had confidence. Okay. All right. Let me just, I'm kind of rolling my eye at you. Like, you need to stop that BS. You think you're pretty. Remember I told you confidence has an empty and full mark? That's like a 5. You have 5 level confidence. And you're saying, but I could be gorgeous if I had more confidence. You need to just start believing more in yourself. Your face is not going to change. Your body's not going to change. Your hair is not going to change. What's going to change? The way you think about you. That's what's going to change. And that increases your confidence. Okay? You could be gorgeous. Of course you can, if you learn how to believe more in yourself. You're gorgeous now. You just don't see it. You know what I mean? Okay, Kayla B. The answer to your question is yes. Here's her question. Whoa, you're so famous, but there are so many people here. Will I get noticed? Well, I just read your question, so the answer is yes. I try to get to everybody's question. We are just one family, loving on each other. That's all we are. So if you have a question for me, please, leave it. Now we say I love messages of hope. Okay, this is so wholesome. Thanks you, Kayla. When you shine, always someone wants to dull the luster. Canadians, yeah. Remember, I said this earlier in this live. I don't respond to people's hate. People who, 2 days ago, maybe it was 3 days ago, I did a live on judgment, how to overcome judgment, people's judgment of you. And I explained that judgment is when somebody places themselves above you and looks down on you. There are 2 ways to build the biggest building in a city. 1, tear down all the other buildings and build yours. Or actually build the biggest building in the city. Most people who are haters, they try to tear you down so they feel bigger. Okay? When you shine, if a person feels like your light is shinier than theirs, brighter than theirs, if they are a hater, they want to dull your shine. That's actually good. Because now you know who they are. When that happens in my life, I remove that person from having access to me immediately. Period. You got one time to do it. One. Because that person is revealing to you their thought, which could be part of their character. They're trying to dull your shine, and you ain't trying to step on nobody. You're just being you. There you go. All right. Kayla B says, hey, how are you? I'm doing awesome. Nirvana says, the devil always send a minion to break people down and stop you. Yeah, but you know what? We have control over that. We have to discipline ourselves and learn how to recognize, BS, good from bullshit. We gotta make sure we recognize that. Don't get too emotional about it. Let it. When something happens to you and it like feels uncomfortable, knocks you off guard, stop. Ask yourself, okay, what the hell is going on here? What's happening? Okay. What am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I supposed to be getting from this? What is this person trying to damn do? And then you make your next move once you think about it. Most people, something happens to them, knocks them off guard. They then act emotionally without thinking about what happened, and they don't get the outcome that they want. But you just gotta say to the devil, you know what, man, you need to go on mess with somebody else, because I'm not the guy to mess with. I have God on my side. I'm a born again believer. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is my king, that kind of thing. Baby Love says, I love the message today. It was awesome. All right. So, a couple more questions, and then I'll have to go. Do you believe in all the manifestation talk? I would imagine you're saying if you say it, you can have it. I think that if that's what you're saying, then here's a scripture from the Bible. Asking it shall be given, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be open. Do I believe in that? Yes. I believe that our reality is created by our words. Our reality is created by our words. We must put work behind those words, but our reality is created by our words. So I believe that our life is the sum total of what we think. And what we think often comes out of our mouths. Okay? So your life, my life, is the sum total of what we think. How did I create what we have here? I said I want to share knowledge and wisdom that I have with people. And so I started doing it. I wanted to speak publicly, so I started doing it. I didn't think about it. I just started doing it. And now 100,000 people on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, over 100,000 people, they're listening to, they listen to and get from what it is I share. So that reality was created because that's what I thought in my mind. The reality that you have right now is the sum total of your thinking. Your thinking is your talking, is a manifestation of your thoughts. So your reality is created by this right here. It's that simple. Never say it's a blessing to find someone who loves you unconditionally and stay solid with them. Absolutely it is. Good thing about my wife and I is we were looking for the same thing when we got together. I told her I wasn't looking to be dating nobody. If you weren't looking to be married, then I'm not the guy. You're pretty, you're beautiful, you're sexy, all that good stuff, smart, all that. But if you're not looking to be married, build a life with somebody, I'm not that dude. I'm not that guy. If you are, then we can continue to pursue it. She wanted the exact same thing, and that's awesome. Okay, so again, Nirvana, same thing. Just start doing videos and put it out. People who are supposed to see it will see it. Your concern is how people are going to respond to it or judge you. I put out content at scale because I don't care what people think. I don't. In terms of the negativity, I don't care. I am here for you. For the people who want to have a conversation, who want to have answers, that's why I'm here. I ain't here for no other reason other than that. So if you're putting out content on TikTok and other platforms, and it's genuine, and I believe it is, you don't concern yourself with it. Practice not responding to negativity. Practice that. That should help. All right, just two more questions, and then I love you guys, but I have to go. All right. If Hala, I'll answer your question. I have several favorite books. I featured one of them today. So if you didn't catch the beginning, I'll say it again. So I'm going to answer two more questions, and then we can move on. If I did not get to your question, or you're watching this on the re-air, leave it in the comment section, or DM me. Follow me and DM me. I will answer your question. I don't care if it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, if it's on TikTok. I will answer your question, so make sure you do that. Hala said, what's your favorite book? I featured one tonight. It is a book by Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I gave my top 6 takeaways from that book today. That's one of my favorite books to read. I have several other books on many different subjects. But when it comes to self-improvement, How to Win Friends and Influence People, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, What It Takes to Be Number One by Vince Lombardi Jr. Any of those, all those books I love. So, and I'm into sports. So, if a retired coach or something comes out that was successful in, let's say, football or baseball or basketball, I read their books too. I read books on, read the autobiography of the book of CEO of Starbucks, Walmart. I want to know how these guys did what they're doing. There's another author that I really, really love in business. His name is Ram Sharan. R-A-M-S-H, I think he's from India. R-A-M-S-H-A-R-A-M. Ram Sharan. All his stuff is good to me. If you're looking for finances in business and understanding how money works, Robert Kiyosaki is a great author. I mean, just there's a lot of people that's out there, so make sure you're getting their books. Okay. How to Win Friends and Influence People. All right. You guys have a lot more questions, but I have to end it at this particular time. Thank you so much for joining me live tonight. Tomorrow night, we will be back tomorrow. Remember, once a week, I'll feature a book. This is day 21 of 40 Days of Freedom, Power, and Success. If you are interested in getting a shirt like this, I think I told you guys how you can do it. Link is in the bio. Just click the link. You'll see over 100 designs. This is a company that I own, so if you want to patronize that, that's great. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, I do that and would love to talk to you about that, mentoring or coaching. I have one goal, and that's to get you to the next level in your life. Email me, CoachDanielSmiley@gmail.com. CoachDanielSmiley@gmail.com. I don't care if it's in business, work, relationships. I can help you get to the next level if you give me an opportunity to do that. Please do that. Thanks again. Again, if you haven't followed me, click follow. If you have a message or a question that you wanted to ask but you didn't want to ask it in live, follow me and DM me. I will answer that question for you. If you need to watch this on the re-air, go to my YouTube channel. The whole thing, just like you see it right now, will be there. I love you guys so much. I really do. I do this because I love you. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining.